Yes, good morning, students. Now, I am a teacher of mathematics. I will teach you some topics of the 10th standard syllabus. Now, in Maths 2, that is in geometry, the second chapter is Pythagoras theorem. Now, already you studied in first chapter, that is similarity. And you know that the similarity. But before we start the Pythagoras theorem, so I will clear some concepts about that, the similarity. Now you know that the similarity, first of all, just I am explaining you similarity only. Similarity. See what is that similarity? Similarity means what? There are two words. One is that the congruency and the similarity. The word is congruency means what? Congruency. So just I am telling you basic of the geometry, the congruency, if two triangles are given here, like this, two triangles are given, ABC and PQR, these two triangles which have the same shape and same size. Like this, AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR, and AC is congruent to PR. Now, like this, identical marks, this is a single identical mark, this is double identical marks, and this is the triple identical marks, like this. Congruency means what? The figures which have the same shape and same size. Then we can say that triangle ABC, this triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Now what do you mean by congruency? Which have the same shape and same size. Then it is called a congruent. Suppose that AB is equal to 10 centimeter, then PQ is also equal to 10 centimeter. All sides and all angles are congruent. That means AB is equal to, it's congruent to this segment side or segment AB is congruent to side PQ. Like this, side BC is congruent to side QR and side AC is congruent to side PR. These are called the congruent side of the congruent triangles. Like this, the angles also congruent. Angle A is congruent to angle P, angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. This is the definition of the congruency. Now after that, this definition of congruency means which are the figures which have the same shape and same size. It must be of the same kind. We cannot take the one triangle and one circle. If you have to take this congruency or similarity only for those figures which have the same shape. That means triangle, triangle, or quadrilateral, quadrilateral, or circle, circle. Now this is about that the congruency. Now the next definition is similarity. See what is the difference between the similarity and the congruency. Similarity means what? If the figures which have the same shape, that means this is the triangle ABC and second triangle is PQR. PQR. Now look this, observe this. First two figures and these two figures. Here the two triangles have the same shape and same size, but here the triangles have the same shape. These two figures have the same shape but of different size. Now ABC is greater triangle, PQR is greater triangle. Now the angles are congruent here. Angle A congruent to angle P. Angle B is congruent to angle Q and angle C is congruent to angle R. These two angles are congruent, but we cannot say that sides are congruent. Now in this similarity, when the two figures which have the same shape but of different size, then sides are in proportion. sides are in proportion. This is the very important term, proportion. Now, that means what? AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR is equal to AC upon PR. That is called CSST, corresponding sides of similar triangle. Now sides are in proportion. These are the ratios are equal and angles are congruent, as like this one, the congruency. Angle A is congruent to angle P, and angle B is congruent to angle Q, and angle C is congruent to angle R. CAST, corresponding angles of similar triangle. Then we can say that the triangle ABC similar to triangle PQR. This is the definition of similarity. Just I revised that the first chapter, that is similarity. When we have to start, then when we start the Pythagoras theorem, that time these two concepts are very essential to prove the theorems, Pythagoras theorem. So before that, just I revise this one, the definition, what is the difference between the congruency and the similarity. Okay, now we start the chapter number 2. That is very important chapter, the Pythagoras theorem. Chapter number 2. Chapter 2, Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. I am telling you just history of this Pythagoras theorem. Now, the age of, that means the era of this one, Pythagoras, he was the great philosopher. He was the controversial philosopher. Not only the philosopher, but of this, he worked on that ethics, mathematics, and the metaphysics. So in the 570 BC to 495 BC, before Christ. That means now 2500 years ago. The name of mathematician that time, that Pythagoras, and he invented so very important theorem. We know that already. Pythagoras theorem, we know that. But how it is proved that will be very important there. Pythagoras theorem is what? Pythagoras theorem, that means he is a very important, well-known mathematician, and he established this theorem 2005 years ago. The period was 570 BC to 495 BC. At the age of 75 years, he worked on that mathematics, and that is very important. And especially, he worked on that the right angle triangle. Now you know that the right angle triangle, this is the right angle triangle. Now we know that right angle triangle. Now when we say that the triangles have 3 sides and 3 angles and 3 vertices. But out of them 3 angles, one angle should be 90 degree. And that's why it is called the right angle. Angle B is equal to 90 degree. This is the important part here. One angle should be. So in triangle ABC, one angle is of 90 degree. Then what will be about remaining 2 angles? What about this one? These 2 will be the acute angles, less than 90 degree. We know that the sum of all angles of triangle is 180. If out of them one is 90 degree, then remaining 2 are supplementary. Supplementary means, complementary. Complementary means what? Complementary means sum of 2 angle is 90. That means these 2 angles are here 90 degree. Sum of these 2 equal to 90 degree. That means here the 2 angles are acute angles. Now BAC is the hypotenuse. This is called hypotenuse. Why it is called hypotenuse? The side opposite to 90 degree is called hypotenuse and the remaining two sides are perpendicular sides, AB and BC, like this, AB perpendicular to BC. We can say that. Now, when two sides are perpendicular, then BC is the base and AB is the height. We can say here BC is the base and AB is the height. So, ABC is a right angle triangle. Now, we know that it is a right angle triangle. But in that right angle triangle, which one is the greatest side or longest side? Obviously, the hypotenuse is the longest side and remaining two are the smaller than this AC. Now in triangle, when it is the longest side, then it is called hypotenuse. But if you are taking the quadrilateral and if you are taking this one, this side is known as diagonal. This is the difference between the diagonal and the hypotenuse. When we take the quadrilateral, there is a diagonal. There is no hypotenuse. But when we say that triangle, then it is a hypotenuse. This is also a longest side. This is also a longest side. But in quadrilateral, we say always it is a diagonal, not a hypotenuse. So, opposite side of 90 degrees is called hypotenuse. We know that. But if the quadrilateral of scalene quadrilateral like this or the trapezium, then it is not this is not a 90 degree. We cannot say that it is a hypotenuse, and that's why you cannot say the hypotenuse and diagonals. We can use these terms separately. We can use these terms separately, hypotenuse and the diagonals. Now, after this one, there is one similarity in right angle triangle. Now we know that the similarity in right angle triangle. See here, what is that similarity in right angle triangle? Now we'll see some proofs, some geometric properties and some important theorem. Now you know that the Pythagoras theorem. So what is that? Generally we studied about Pythagoras theorem. We know that the statement of the Pythagoras theorem till 9th standard. What is that statement? We know that always in a right angle triangle, hypotenuse square is equal to squares or sum of the squares of remaining two sides or perpendicular sides. What is that theorem? AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So we know that theorem, Pythagoras is a very well-known theorem. Okay? Okay, students, after understanding the concept of the geometric basic concepts of similarity congruency and about that the right angle triangle. Now we start the important part of this similarity in right angle triangle. Similarity in right angle triangle. Right angled triangle. See, it's a very important portion of this one. Basic theorem. This is the basic theorem of this one. Similarity in right angle triangle. Now, what is that similarity in right angle triangle, or you can say similarity of right angle triangle? You can say this one. Now, similarity and right angle triangle means what? If you are taking, this is the right angle triangle, ABC is a right angle triangle, ABC. AC is the hypotenuse. And if you draw the perpendicular drawn from this vertex which is at right angle like this. This is the right angle, that is a BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse. So the BD divides into two parts, AD and DC also. Now in triangle ABC, BD is perpendicular to segment BD, or you can say that segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. This condition is very important in right angle triangle, and also here in right angle triangle, angle B is equal to 90 degree. This is given. this condition is satisfied, then what? Then what are to prove this one? Similarity in right angle triangle. Now see here, how many there are right angle triangles? In all total there are 3 right angle triangles. One is that original ABC is the right angle triangle. Then second is that ADB and third is BDC. Now you see that you take the proper order of these triangles, right angle triangles. ABC is the original triangle. ABC is the original triangle, and after drawing this perpendicular, again there are 2 right angle triangles, but you take that these 3 triangles, 1, 2 and the original triangle, 3 right angle triangle, you see the order, proper order like this. Triangle ABC, triangle ADB like this. You take this triangle and then you take that, the triangle again you start from this vertex B, BDC. See here, this figure is very important. You take the proper order of the triangle to prove. This is given. This is given. And to prove is what? Triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB. You start from this ADB and similar to triangle BDC. BDC. Don't change the order of the triangles. Otherwise, you won't get the answer. You won't get the proof of this one. So that's a very important part. ABC similar to triangle ADB, similar to triangle BDC. Now you have to show that this is proof of this. See how to prove this one. Just I am telling you that this triangle ABC similar to ADB. We prove this first part. So consider in triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, original triangle with one smaller triangle and triangle ADB. ADB. In both triangles, you take this ABC and triangle ADB. One part or one smaller triangle with original triangle. And show that these 2 triangles are similar. When we have to prove this one similar, then we have to use one AA test. That is called angle test for similarity. See here, angle ABC congruent to angle ADB. Now here reason, each is 90 degree. Each is 90 degree. Draw this. Now we'll see the actually we're solving how we are proving this one. The how to prove these 2 triangles are similar. One is of 90 degree, then this also of 90 degree. ADB. This ADB. This also 90 degree. That's why each is 90 degree. One reason is there. Second one is that both triangles starts from A. That means this vertex A is common angle. So angle, what is that angle? CAB, this angle, or you can say BAC, this angle is congruent to angle BDA or ADB, angle ADB. Sorry, this angle is here, angle BAD, this angle. Now here reason, common angle. Now if it is common angle, then by using angle concept or the test of similarity, triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB by AA test for similarity. And therefore these 2 triangles are similar. Like this, we can prove this one ADB is similar to BDC. We can prove this one ABC is similar to BDC. So that is a very important part, similarity in right angle triangles. Then what is the statement of similarity in right angle triangles? So in a right angle triangle, when we draw the perpendicular from the vertex which is at right angle, that is BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC, then all three triangles, right angle triangles, are similar to each other. But when we prove, you take the proper order of the triangle. That is the ABC, ADB, and you start from again this B, BDC. These are the proper orders of the triangle. Then similarly we can prove the first part I proved here, but second and third you can prove this one. So this is very important part. Now, after this first theorem, that is the property of the similarity in right angle triangle, now I will start the next part of this one. So very important part, that is called the geometric mean. Property of geometric means what? Now, property of geometric mean theorem. Geometric mean theorem. Now see, what is this theorem? Geometric mean theorem. See, what is that? Again, if you are taking the right angle triangle, ABC in right angle triangle, angle B is equal to 90 degree. See, I am taking that all the right angle triangles, the all theorems based on right angle triangle, because this is a Pythagoras theorem, and Pythagoras theorem is particularly related with that right angle triangle. So ABC is a right angle triangle, and if we draw perpendicular here, so in right angle triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 and segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. That means this segment BD, it divides the hypotenuse into two parts, AD and DC. Then result is what? Then to prove. Then see here, this is given. If you are given like this, in a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse drawn from the vertex BD is perpendicular to AC, BD on AC, hypotenuse AC, then to prove BD square is equal to AD into DC. This is a very important result. BD square is equal to AD into DC. This BD is called the geometric mean. This segment BD, this BD is called geometric mean. This is the definition of geometric mean. Its condition must be satisfied here. So what is the condition? In a right angle triangle, segment BD drawn from the vertex B to the hypotenuse AC, then what is the result? The result is what? BD square is equal to AD into DC. Now we'll see the proof. See the proof of this. The proof of how to prove this one. Before that Pythagoras theorem, we must know that what is geometric mean, what is similarity in right angle triangle. After that, then we start the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras proved all these things first. BD square equal to AD into DC. Now, this condition is given here, right angle triangle, and this is the condition for similarity in right angle triangle. So, in right angle triangle ABC, B is equal to 90 degree and segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. This is the condition for similarity in right angle triangle. Similarity in right angle triangle condition. So by similarity in right angle triangle right angle triangle property or theorem, angle triangle theorem, triangle theorem. See here. By similarity in right angle triangle theorem, all three triangles are similar to each other. Now I just explained that how to take all three triangles by proper order. So triangle ABC similar to, take this order like this, ABC. Second is ADB, triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC, is similar to triangle BDC. All three triangles are similar to each other. After getting this, all three triangles are similar to each other, then you take that the smaller triangle pair of smaller triangles. So triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Therefore, triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Is similar to triangle BDC. So very important part is here. Why we are taking this two one out of these three? Why we choose this only this pair? So that is very important part. Why we choose this one? See here, what you have to prove? Prove BD square is equal to AD into DC. Now AD into DC, we have to prove this one. For that BD, you say BD is in which two triangles? In first triangle there is no BD line or side or segment, but in both triangles here DB and here BD, that means BD is there. So that's why we choose these two triangles. Now these two triangles ADB and BDC are similar. Then what? Corresponding sides are in proportion. This is a definition of the similarity. Right here, AD upon BD is equal to DB upon DC is equal to AB upon BC. And this is CSST. Corresponding sides of similar triangles, CSST. When we say that the triangles are similar, then corresponding sides are in proportion. Now see here, after getting these three ratios, which we have to choose there again? See there are options. You see that the prove or what we have to prove, BD square is equal to AD into DC. Now in all three ratios, where the BDs are there, in the first and the second ratio, there are BD and DB. DB means BD. You can say the BD also here. So there is no BD here. So leave it and choose this one only. AD upon BD is equal to, right here DB instead of BD here. Instead of DB, right here BD upon DC. And BD into BD, BD square is equal to AD into DC. By cross multiplication, we will get the result here. We have got this one. See here, BD square is equal to AD into DC. And like this, hence prove this. This is called geometric mean theorem. This is a very important theorem, geometric mean. And geometric mean, when we say that the geometric mean, already you studied in ratio and proportion in Maths 1. But there was a number, but here the segment. There is also a word like this term, geometric mean, and here BD, that segment is a geometric mean. In geometry, there is a segment, not a single number. So BD square is equal to AD into DC. Means what? What is the meaning of this theorem? The geometric square of the geometric mean is equal to product of the divided part by this geometric mean of the hypotenuse. And so BD square is equal to AD into DC. This is a very important part of this one. Students, we studied about that, the similarity in right angle triangle in the previous chapter. Now we study about that, the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Now, what is that, the Pythagoras theorem? you know that the statement of this Pythagoras theorem, it is applicable only for the right angle triangle. ABC is a right angle triangle, and in this triangle, angle B, one angle is of 90 degree. The side opposite to 90 degree is called hypotenuse. And you know that the statement of this theorem, the square of the hypotenuse, that is AC square, is equal to AB square plus BC square. So, what is the statement? The square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. That is perpendicular sides. AB and BC are perpendicular sides. We have to prove. This is the statement of this theorem. But how it is proved? Now we'll see that the proof of this theorem. So what is the statement? The statement is this one. Now in 10th standard, how it is proved by Pythagoras. See, now this is to prove, and now see the proof of this one. Construction, draw perpendicular BD, perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. So this is the perpendicular BD. Segment BD is perpendicular to hypotenuse AC. This is the construction. After drawing this or the construction BD perpendicular to AC, there are three triangles and are of right angle triangles. So now we'll see that the proof of this. In this proof here, the triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB similar to triangle BDC by similarity in right angle triangle theorem. Similarity in right angled triangle. This is the property. All three triangles are similar to each other. Just earlier I explained here what is the similarity in right angle triangle in the previous period. But this is a very important part. If triangles are similar, by using proper order of the triangle, you write the triangles are similar. I explained here, I told you that like this. ABC, then this triangle ADB, and then this start from this again B, the triangle BDC. This is the proper order of the triangle. Now original triangle is ABC. The remaining two smaller triangles, right angle triangles ADB and BDC. You take the smaller triangle with the original one. So now consider this triangle ABC similar to triangle ADB. Similar to triangle ADB. Consider this pair of the triangles. And now if triangles are similar, then corresponding sides are in proportion. AB upon AD is equal to BC upon DB is equal to AC upon AB. And this is what? CSST. Corresponding sides of similar triangle. What is the result? Result is what? AB square plus BC square. We have to prove this one. Now there are three ratios. In which two ratio there is a AB? So in first and last ratio. That's why you choose the first and last ratio. AB upon AD is equal to AC upon AB. And now cross multiply AB into AB. AB square is equal to AD into AC. AD into AC. This is number one. So very important equation after getting this. So proper, choose the proper, select the proper pair here. What you have to prove? You see the proof. AB square plus BC square, this is right hand side. So I'll get AB square, you check this one. First and the last ratio there is a AB. So in last ratio there is a AB. That's why you multiply this one AB into AB. AB square is equal to AD into AC. Now after taking this first pair of the triangles, you select the second pair and with origin one ABC and BDC. Triangle ABC similar to triangle BDC consider that these two triangles, once you have got these triangles are similar, again you write the corresponding sides are in proportion. So what is that? AB upon BD is equal to BC upon DC is equal to AC upon BC. Again, this is the reason here. CSST means what? Corresponding sides of similar triangle. This is a very important part. Now, again choose that the second pair. So what requires here? BC square. So in which two ratio there is a BC? So second and third ratio. So choose this one. BC upon DC is equal to AC upon BC. Now multiply this one. After cross multiplication, BC square is equal to AC into DC. This is the second equation. After getting these two equations, so you'll get the right hand sides here, AB square plus BC square after adding these two. So adding equation 1 and 2. Adding equation 1 and 2. Equation 1 and 2. So after getting this one, AB square plus BC square, left hand sides you add this. Same way, the right hand sides you add AD into AC, that is AD into AC plus AC into DC. Now what is common here? AC is common, so take out common here in the bracket AD plus DC. But in figure you see that AD plus DC, AD plus DC, this is betweenness, so we'll get here directly AC. So instead of AD plus DC, you write here AC. AC into AC, that is AC square. And so that AB square plus BC square, that means sum of the squares of remaining two sides of the right angle triangle, and that is equal to hypotenuse square. So write here reason betweenness ADC. This is the betweenness. Reason is there, very important. Reason is very important here. Betweenness ADC, because the point is between A and C. Like this, we can prove the theorem of Pythagoras. 2005 years ago, he established this theorem. Now we are learning this theorem. So it's a very important theorem. The total mathematics, geometry is based on this theorem. Now, up till now, we know that the statement, but this is the proof of this theorem. How it is proved that, and that's a very important part. So, AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Now, students, we'll see that Pythagoras theorem, already we studied how it is proved. That's also we studied here. But now, Pythagorean triplets. What is that Pythagorean triplets? See here, Pythagorean triplets. Triplets means three integers. So ABC is a right angle triangle. Suppose that BC is 3 centimeter or 3. This is 4 centimeter. And this will be, obviously it is 5. Check whether it is correct or not. Pythagorean triplet. Triplets means it's a combination of three integers. Here 3, 4, 5. And that's why it is called triplet. 3, 4, 5. Check whether it is correct or not. The longest side is here phi. That is 5. Longest side is a 5. And this is nothing but the hypotenuse. So what is that hypotenuse? AC square is equal to 5 square is equal to 25. And remaining two sides here, check whether it is the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. Is it true or not? That is here AB 4 square plus 3 square, and that is equal to 16 plus 9. 16 plus 9, and that is equal to 25. That means we proved that here AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square by using the concept of this Pythagoras theorem. It's the converse part of Pythagoras theorem. There are both parts, the necessary condition and sufficient condition. What is that necessary condition? We proved that this Pythagoras theorem. The necessary condition is that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of remaining two sides in a right angle triangle. But in a converse part, if the hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the squares of remaining two sides, then that triangle is a right angle triangle. So that means what? AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. That means obviously triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. This is their sufficient condition. So now this called 3, 4, 5 is called Pythagorean triplets. There are so many Pythagorean triplets. Now we'll see that how to find the Pythagorean triplets by using simple tricks. So very important part. So these are the three positive integers. It's a very important thing. You take any three positive integers. I'm taking that 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is not a Pythagorean triplet. But by using these three, we can find out the Pythagorean triplets. And what are these? 1, 2, 3. These are the positive three integers. You can write the Pythagorean triplets in a ascending order or descending order, like this: 3, 2, 1. Suppose that first is called P, second is called Q, and third is called R. The condition should be very important. The P is greater than Q. And now here 3 is greater than 2. That means this condition is very important. Write always any three numbers in the descending order. Now here P is equal to 3, Q is equal to 2, and R is equal to 1. This is very smallest number. Only consider these two. Greater than 3 is greater than 2. That means P is greater than Q. This condition is very important. The first number is greater than the second number. Now find out first P square plus Q square. P square means what? 3 square. Plus 2 square means what? 4. That is 2 square. 3 square is 9. 2 square is 4, and that is equal to 13. Then find out P square minus Q square. These are the short tricks. Just to take that two numbers. Leave it R. R is, don't take this R is equal to 1 because it's the very smallest number. Only comparison between the two numbers. First number should be greater than second one. First you find out P square plus Q square. P square minus Q square, that is 3 square minus 2 square, and that is equal to 9 minus 4, and that is equal to 5. And the third one is that 2PQ. 2 into P is here 3 into 2, that is equal to 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12. This is 12. We have got three numbers 13, 5 and 12, and now this is Pythagorean triplet. Or you can write 5, 12 and 13. Check whether the answer is correct or not. Though the numbers, whatever we have taken here, 1, 2, 3, these numbers are not Pythagorean, but by using with the help of this number, we can find out the Pythagorean triplet, and that is here, example here, just as an example of this one. You can take any three numbers, positive integers, and 13, 12 and 5, 5, 12 and 13. Check whether it is correct or not. 13 square, 169, 12 square, that is equal to 144, and 5 square, that is equal to 25. 144 plus 25, that is equal to 169, and which is nothing but the hypotenuse square, that is equal to 169. So very important, so very simple tricks. You can find out any Pythagorean triplets up to the biggest number. You choose any three positive integers, but you write down in the descending order. First should be greater than second, and find out these three: P square plus Q square, P square minus Q square, and 2PQ. You will get the Pythagorean triplets. Okay, thank you.